One of the biggest misconceptions about money is that it's hard, but it isn't. The financial industry just wants you to think it is so that they can take advantage of you. Everything that I know about money, besides don't spend it all, was all self-taught. And if I can learn it, so can you. So the concept of this video is aimed at people under 25 with the idea that the earlier you get started, the more you're going to reap and the easier it's going to be. For the young people, time will be your biggest advantage. And for everyone, don't procrastinate another day. The sooner you jump on this, the better your outcome will be. Okay, so this idea runs off of something called compounding interest. And compounding interest is when your money starts growing in on itself. So in the stock market, there's an index called the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in America. So in the financial world, the S&P 500 is set as a benchmark to how the overall economy is performing. And so what I'm suggesting for you to do is to invest in the S&P 500 and let compounding interest do the work for you, grow on itself in the background of your life, and over time, this will seriously add up. The core idea behind this investing technique is that you can set it and then just forget about it. You don't have to be active, you don't have to be watching the market and losing sleep, being worried that you're gonna lose all your money and shit. Like you just set the money, you completely forget about it, and you let it ride the waves of the market, the ups and downs. You don't sell, you don't be emotional and pull out your money. You just put it in there and let it ride. When you get money coming into your name through a paycheck, through an inheritance, like whatever it is, you're gonna take aside a percentage of that money. And I have a video on this. I'm gonna put it right there. So you're gonna take a percentage of your money and you're gonna set it aside and you're gonna let it build up for the month. And then at the end of the month, you're gonna take that money and you're going to invest it into the S&P 500. And you're gonna do this every fucking month, over and over and over and over again for years. Essentially, this is the easiest, most hands-free, worry-free, little time or knowledge required way to becoming a millionaire. A multi-millionaire if you put enough money in early and you leave it for long enough. So figure out how much you can be setting aside and don't cheap out on yourself, man, because the more you put in today, the better it's going to do. Like, you're better off putting in more money today and sacrificing now than trying to make up for it in the future. And I'll show you that on the compounding interest calculator. Say we had, what, $10,000. That's a nice, easy number. So you had $10,000, and on top of that, every month you were able to figure out a way to throw in an extra $500. And if you were 25 now, and you wanted to retire at 65, that would be 40 years from now. So for 40 years, you kept on contributing, and as time goes on, you can probably find a way to contribute more as you make more money. And so if we do that average of 10%, this is neglecting taxes and like a whole bunch of other things. For a simple number, 10%, and this compounds annually. Look at that. Turns into $3.1 million. Such a simple habit. You set aside a percent of your money, and look at that, man. After 40 years, you would have contributed $250,000. But because you took the extra 10 minutes once a month, and you built that habit of setting aside money, it turns into over $3 million. That's fucking nuts, dude. What if we play around with that a little bit? What if, let's say you were able to put in $1,000. What does that look like? $5.7 million. Holy shit, man. Good God. Like the fucking CPP looks like garbage by comparison now, doesn't it? But the crazy part is like, okay, so this is with $10,000 and you're contributing $1,000, and this is after 40 years, right? But watch this. If I contribute later in my life, so I didn't jump on it early, I waited until later, and so I only had 20 years to do this, and I put in $2,000 a month because I was really trying to like make up for it. Look at that. Only 1.4. Even though I'm literally putting in twice as much as I used to, because it doesn't have time on its side, it's only a fraction of what it could have been if one built this into a habit super fucking young. So whether you're setting aside 10% of your money, 20%, 30% would be even better. But the idea is to turn this into a habit, that you have the routine of every time you get paid, you set aside money. Start of the next month, you take that money and you invest this. You're definitely going to want to fill up your tax sheltered accounts first. So here in Canada, that's your TFSA and your RRSP. Tax sheltered money is going to grow a lot faster, obviously, because you're not paying tax. Seriously, it's a huge boost to confidence. Like when I whip out my phone and I see like where my money's at. Money is the freedom to choose, and so I am never locked down or into something ever in my life. Like I do not need a day job. I go there because I'm trying to profit the most amount of money as I can, but I think that if you set aside your money and do what I'm saying, and you do this for a while, and you check back in, you don't fucking pull that money out, seriously, I think you're gonna feel the same way. I think you're gonna have a huge boost of confidence looking at that money there and watching it grow. The more you invest, today, the sooner you get out of your 9-to-5 day job. So me, I'm trying to financially free myself ASAP. For you, you might just be trying to build a nice fat pension. So I've definitely heard before that our generation should not be relying on the CPP, the Canadian Pension Plan, as it's probably going to be dried up by the time it's our turn. And I mean, seriously, look at the way they're allocating their money. Like, obviously, a friend who's pulling from his CPP and he gets a whopping $280 a month to live off of after a lifetime of working in Canada. Why settle for that when you can set yourself up for cozy millions? Just makes no fucking sense. The rich don't leave their money in banks. They invest it. They have that money working for them. They don't just spend their money and whatever's left, they call that their savings and put aside $50 a month. Fuck no, man. Pay themselves first. Invest the money. Let the money make them money. Live off of that. The best time to plant an oak tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. Well, a money tree is the exact same philosophy. Start now, grow rich, and you'll be thanking me and yourself later. When your midlife crisis hits, you want a Corvette, not a Civic. I like the mobile app. It's super user friendly. So here would be my net worth. Here would be everything kind of in my own checkings account. Every time I get paid, I put money into my money savings. I put aside that percentage of money there. And then on the first Saturday of every month, I come over into my investment side. And so I'm working on my TFSA. So I go into my TFSA, and if I wanted to invest in VFV, then I would go down, I would find VFV, buy VFV, and type in however much money I had saved up for that month, and that'd be it. It is doable. You just got to find a way to set aside some money. You got to be bigger than your excuses. You got to figure it out. You got to be strong. You got to dive into yourself, and seriously, this is like the most background way to do it. If you want it sooner, well, then you got to put in more money. Maybe you got to do a little bit more than just this index, but it's fucking doable, man. All right, manifest and create a shit ton of money. Or if a shit ton of money is not what you're going for, then like manifest and create the best life you can, man. Why not?